to be a Republican. And I woke up and read the New York Times this morning. So you have two headlines here. They're gorgeous headlines. So first of all, look, terrible Republicans. They're obstructionists. Move to restrict data collection. Blocked by GOP. About the same vote happened where Democrats were on the other side of blocking it, and it's Senate hands narrow defeat to pipeline bill. Oh, what a merry, merry day! You know, that's what it's like being
Busted.
a Republican. Busted. New York Times.
Gotcha, New York Times.
So this NSA issue is, I think, such a fascinating issue.
Absolutely
because
that
it
was both sides.
Totally crosses party lines.
Absolutely, and people voted against it, but both because they thought it went too far and because they thought it didn't go far enough.
Right.
You know.
Right. So this is really where, Robert, where you have the libertarians and the liberals coming together.
Which you do more often than you realize, you know, and particularly in the body politic. I mean, there are people who, you know, are for the Tea Party and for Elizabeth Warren.
Right.
You know.
And I wonder, too, what impact the rise of the Islamic State and, quite frankly, the overall and general increase in the feeling of insecurity and terror in the world have caused this as an issue that was really, really white hot, say, in the weeks right after Edward Snowden, and now, quite frankly, is one of those things where you're like...
Totally.
With another American beheading. It's like the Weekly Standard had an interrogator, one of the interrogators who actually told his side of the story and talked about briefing Nancy Pelosi in 2002. And everybody's like, hey, that's fine. That's cool. Yeah, is that going to be enough to get, to get what we need? And of course, 3 or 4 years later, everybody feels safer, and suddenly Democrats are shocked by what's happened.
Well, but
now I think the pendulum's turned back because of ISIS.
In the exit polls from Election Day, which was something that we didn't pay that much attention to, but it was striking, 72% of the people, almost 3/4 of the people, said that they were frightened of an imminent terrorist attack.
Right.
You know,
that's
so
why
that tells you where people are.
I've been really concerned about the drone policy of this administration, but I have said all along, while voicing my protest about dropping drones on a house and killing 35 innocent people to get the one bad guy, that I know the American people aren't with me on this one. I mean, I just know it. There's a fear out there.
Well, these beheadings are just so horrendous.
Yeah, and that was before all the beheadings. But I think this has completely changed the debate. Robert's right.
Oh, totally. I think if it had this vote a year ago, it would have gone dramatically different. Although, there are still obviously hawks in the Republican Party who don't want to end these types of programs, and they say it would hamper our war on terror policy. But it's what was funny to me is sort of the broad elements of this, which was that we're in this debate about executive power and executive overreach, and that's vis-a-vis immigration policy and all that other stuff. But it's always through the eye of the beholder, right? They don't want to curb executive powers when it comes to the NSA.
So obviously, big news out of Israel. The headline is just absolutely terrible. Koki, the chance for peace in that region just seems to grow more and more remote.
And what it starts to do, peace is obviously not coming anytime soon or in the next millennium, but the
next millennium. Jeez, Koki.
It's been a couple of millennia. So I think that what we're really seeing, though, is the destruction of the economies throughout the region now, because people are afraid to go, and so much is dependent on people coming.
Well, what's scary about this is it looks like it could be a religious war, which is slightly different than what's been.
Right. There has never been an attack on a synagogue.
Yeah.
The pictures were gruesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course you've got the Republicans who are now going to be giving obviously a lot more support to Netanyahu, who obviously has a strained relationship with the president.
But I think it polarizes that relationship even more now because Netanyahu has no impetus, no incentive at all to meet the president anywhere along that spectrum. And so Netanyahu's like, you see what's happening here. You need to come here and deal with us here in this environment. He's going to have the backing and support of Republicans, and I'd say even some Democrats, quite honestly, in light of yesterday's attack. So the president now is really going to, I think, have to step into this space in a different way in dealing with Israel in light of yesterday.
My guess is he steps out of the space altogether.
Well, that ultimately may be it,
All right, still ahead, we got Congressman Mike Rogers. Keith Ellison's going to be here. And also Steve Scalise and Senator Rob Portman's going to join us later on Morning Joe. Plus, more allegations against Bill Cosby, and this time it's a supermodel who says she was assaulted by the comedy legend. Those details ahead. Also, is Twitter the new battleground for the war on terror? Why the State Department is taking the fight against ISIS online, and you can be guaranteed I will be asking Robert Gibbs what he thought about Alabama jumping from number 5 to number 1. Watching Morning Joe. We'll be right back.